the natural attrition is very high. Most of us are sickly. Some are more than 90 years old, and we don't.
They must be paid.
So we are saying pensioners wanakufa wengi sana, wanawacha mali yao. Personally, I lost my dad, who was also a pensioner 1.5 years ago, and there are some areas that he still has to be given, and that represents, I'm not being selfish, but that represents the problems that we are having. So if the government can be kind to us and pay the remaining amount for the sale of the compulsory acquisition of railway club, we will be glad, and most of the pensioners will be able to pay for their medical bills. I don't have much to give.
I appreciate it. Because whatever is due to your late dad should go to the estate, to his estate, so he doesn't lose at all. Kwa hivyo hiyo ndio maneno. Pengine kama mna swali on the pensioners, you can. If not, we go to the next subject. Because I think we do, there's still demolitions happening. How Mheshimiwa anaweza kuelezeni, Mheshimiwa, but I think I'll have the senator say something on what we have just gone through. Mheshimiwa Kabindi, Mheshimiwa Manzo.
Yeah. Kwa majina ni Senator Agnes Kabindi Kulama kutoka Machakos County. Mimi yangu kushangaa kabisa kwa sababu hawa pensioners wa railways wakiwa somebody is grabbing where they belong and what belongs to them. Na ukiwaangalia hawa ndio serikali ya Kenya Kwanza ilikuwa inasema itainua maskini kwenda juu, bottom up, serikali ya bottom up. Lakini sasa inaonekana ni bottom chini, wakiendelea kuwafanya kuwa maskini kwa sababu wazee wameretire. Na wakiwa wameretire sasa pahali wanaweza kuita kwao na wanaweza kuuza wakajisaidia na kuwa grab. Tunasema hivi, sisi kama wana Wiper Azimio opposition, leader wetu akiwa hapa His Excellency Dr. Kalonzo Musyoka, tunasema hawa wapatiwe haki yao. Na President Samuel Ruto tunakuheshimu, lakini sasa hawa watu watalia mpaka lini? Maskini watalia mpaka lini? Wapatiwe haki yao. Na kama vile Mheshimiwa Martha Karua amesema, kama sio wewe umegrab, ni nani amegrab? Wewe ni baba yetu katika hili taifa. Kama ni baba, fanya haki kama baba. Asanteni.
The rights of pension and any other monies when somebody is retired is a constitutional right and it is enforced by the law. And therefore there is no way you can take away what belongs to a pensioner and give it to somebody else. Not only this particular case, but there are many other land grabbing cases in the country whereby the property its lease is about to come to an end, and certain people want to grab it, including properties belonging to the army, cannot be grabbed, stolen, and given to a church. God is not poor. God does not take stolen sacrifices. It can only attract curses to whoever is doing that. And I would say that this particular one, the Kenya Railways are only trustees. They should give it to the retirees or make sure they look for money and pay for it.
Well done. Thank you. I think we move to the next level. The next thing is, one would have expected that when William Ruto went to visit Mathare, Dagoretti and other places today, because he is in Makandara, he would at least have the heart to address the problems that our people faced after the demolitions, particularly along the Nairobi River. And now we have seen a notice, kusema kwamba they are not satisfied with the 30 meters. They want now to go up to 60 meters. And therefore occasioning greater harm and pain to the people of the city. And these are fellow people. They were even promised, I would have expected William Ruto to say, here is the money that we promised to Patia. In fact, if you remember, it was a point of departure with his deputy, because the deputy could see the blatant abuse of human rights of the citizens of this country. So we are seeing that instead of giving prominence to things, this challenge is now offering to get a machine which can manufacture 1 million chapatis. If I was asked for an opinion, and if you truly believe in the bottom-up thing, first of all, the making of chapati is actually a Kenyan tradition. It should be given to mama mbogas. If you want to feed the children, and this is advice to Governor Sakaja, in Dagoretti, in Mukuru Kwanjenga, wherever, give that contract to mama mbogas. Waambiwe, we would have supply every month to this school, to that primary school, to Toy Primary School. But you can imagine creating a machine ya kutengeneza chapati. I think it's a big joke. These people have become a real big joke. And we therefore want to tell them we are watching, and of course we'll be going to the ground. I know media vocation, they say, hey, you guys go out there. Haven't you seen that Ruto's tour of the city comprises more policemen with batons beating people, right? than the citizens themselves. So you cannot force yourself on the Kenyan people. On the Kenyan people. Look on the Kenyan people. Kenyans have decided Ruto being not the media, but msionyeshe hiyo. Kwa mfano jana, these retirees, I'm told, had a procession to their property. But people misdirected the media to utawala. Today, they are getting it as it should be. God bless you. Kama kuna maswali ama somebody wants to add, Mheshimiwa Mbithe.
Asanteni sana. Mimi nitazungumzia hili jambo la ubomoaji, nitazungumzia hilo jambo la utayarizi. Tafadhali, hata kama una roho, hao wazee wako na miaka 78, 80, 91, wewe unaichangia kwa kumdhulumu huyu mzee, hiyo landi yake iibiwe, wewe siku moja utaritaya. Usisahau hao wenyewe walishindwa kuwalipa hawa wazee, ndiposa kabidi wawapatie hayo mashamba 23 ambao wameuza 10, lakini moja nagrabiwa hapa. Tafadhali shamba irudishwe kwa wazee, na hiyo railway pia warudishiwe. Hicho ni kiwanja chao. Asanteni. Kuna wanasema wazee na takisha kama mapata ya shamba zenu. Ile lingine, ili jambo la ubomoaji nataka kuanzisha upya. Riparian ilikuwa ni kwa kisheria ni mita 15 kushoto, mita 15 kulia, ama kutoka kwa mto. Lakini sasa nataka kuongeza uende ukabomoe mita ingine 15 pande hii, mita ingine 15 pande hii, hiyo mita 30 kila upande. Ni sheria gani ambayo mnatunga? Mna publish vitu kwa magazeti sababu printing press, government printing press ni yenu. Haiwezekani. Kule kwa ground utakutana na wananchi. Kule kwa sisi hatutakubali mje mbomolee watu wetu hapa Nairobi. Hapa Nairobi hatubomolewi. Wewe tafadhali, kama una mambo yako kubomolea watu, nenda kabomolee kwingineko. Hapa Nairobi River hatutakubali. Na wananchi wale wako pale wameishi pale miaka zaidi ya 37, 42 hapo wanapoishi. Juzi mkoja mbomolea mkawaambia mkawaidi kwamba mtawapatia pesa za kwenda kuishi mahali pengine. Mkawadanganya. Tafadhali, hili jambo tuliangalia kimakini, because wananchi wako tayari kutoka. mtakuja mtatupata pale kwenye ground. Sisi hatuwafichi na sisi hatuwaogopi. Ground hii hata kubali mtu amwabomolee watu wetu. Hiyo wizi wa mashamba umezidi sana. Tamaa ya mashamba. Kwani ni mashamba ngapi unataka? Ni mashamba ngapi mnataka? Hao wananchi wa Mukuru kwa Njenga, Mukuru kwa Rupen, Kware, hiyo line yote. Kibra. Huko kote mtaka kubomolia. Kwa nini? Ati 15 meters zinatosha kufanya riparian na kupanda miti. Kwa area yangu mimi ya Embakasi South na wale ACC wako kule. Kwa hivyo wacheni kuja kuingilia kudhulumu wananchi tafadhali. That is totally unnecessary. Kuna mala pengine kwa kupanda miti kama matatu. Asante.
I just want to say that the journeys made by the president in Nairobi is a preparation of young Kenyans to accept a new finance bill, which is being prepared. And I want to urge Kenyans, and especially women and every carrier, that carefully, it is not very different from the one which has been rejected before, and the Kenyans should be alert. That's why the president is trying to popularize his ideas in Nairobi. And finally, you have seen the tours are mad with robberies, and people are paid to come into these rallies, eventually end up looting people. I think the main thing is to provide security for innocent Kenyans whose cars are being broken into and they are getting robbed, and even unfortunately somebody died in this. The president has need to apologize for it and compensate that particular family.
Well, maybe two other points. You have noticed that the Haiti mission has now become a matter for Kenyan taxpayers. Who in the first place allowed them to go to Haiti? I was in Kajiado yesterday, and the body of our first fallen police probably has arrived and will be buried somewhere in Kajiado on Tuesday or Wednesday. This is a big shame. Hebu angalieni, badala ya kulia that the American administration has withdrawn USAID, in order to now cover that gap, our advice would have been very simple. That we withdraw our Haiti children, withdraw them. If you are now asking Kenyans to pay some 4.65 billion, I've seen that in the media, we use that to even now make sure the medicines for HIV patients, right, and other diseases that have been covered or catered for by the USAID program, at least use that money to make these medicines transportable to every Kenyan, because a lot of them are already missing their doses. You are killing your people, and the money that's supposed to help them, unalipa for Haiti and vinginevyo. Similarly, because RSF here came and formed a parallel government, the government of Sudan has now banned importation of Kenyan tea. If you are familiar with Khartoum, utajua kwamba wanapenda sana kahawa, majani ya Kenya. They actually take it black tea with a lot of sugar. Kwa kila mahali. Now we cannot even export our tea to Sudan because of carelessness of this regime. Mambo haya yote yanawakera sana wa Kenya. So even you members of the media, you have that obligation to let our people know. And I thank you, I really thank you, because this is a struggle for all of us to get our country back. Asante.